Hey guys, I'm coming at you with a 6 SAM deck, and I hope you all like it. To start off, we run 3 Kageki for special summoning level 4 lower 6 SAM monsters for synchro summoning or XC summoning. Then Kagemusha for the synchros of this deck, and for when a 6 SAM is targeted by a face-up spell or trap, you can change it to him. Then it's 2 Great Shogun Shens. These guys are able to limit your opponent to only being able to activate 1 spell or trap per turn, and he runs a great combo with Legendary 6 Samurai Shien. Then it's 1 Kizan. I wish I had 2, but I only have 1. If you control a 6 Sam monster, you can special summon him, and if you control 2 face-up 6 Samurai monsters, he gains 300 attack. Then 1 Chancellor. Special summon him by banishing 2 6 Sams, and I run him because he's sort of like a Chaos Sorcerer. You special summon him, can target a face-up monster and destroy it. It doesn't banish it, but it does destroy it, and it can't attack that turn. Then Zanji, for, say your opponent has like a really high powered monster on the field, attack with Zanji. Even though you would take battle damage at the end of the damage step, Zanji, when he attacked, destroys that monster. So that's always a bonus. Then Yachi, or however you say his name, to just clear up your opponent's back row. Control another 6 Sam, destroy a face down spell or trap. Then I run 1 Hand of the 6, not 2 or 3, just 1. I see some run 2, but I don't agree. You only need 1. For tributing or destroying 1 6 Sam from your side of the field to destroy a monster your opponent controls. And that's good for opening your opponent up for an attack that you want to do. Then Iroh. This is for if your opponent has, like, you think your opponent has Raikou or anything with a flip effect. Attack with him, it destroys it immediately, no flicked, bada boom, done. Then 1 Yariza. Attack your opponent directly, and he takes 1,000, but you have to have another 6 Sam. And this is my filler for not having 2 Kizans. Then it's 1 Nisashi. Control another 6 Sam. He can attack twice, equaling 28, which is a big hitter if your opponent can do nothing against him. Then Enshi can return a monster back to your opponent's hand. Then Shinai. I put this in here for when he's tributed for Hand of the 6's effect. Where is he? For Hand of the 6's effect right here. When he's tributed, you can target a 6 Sam in your grave, accept him, and add it back to your hand, which is a good effect. So it's pretty much 2 effects in 1 turn. You destroy a monster your opponent controls with Hand of the 6 and get another monster to your hand with him. Then 1 Cayman for destroying face-up spell or traps. You have to have another 6 Sam though. I use him for if my opponent plays Burden or has any field spells on the field. Then 1 Elder. I thought about not running him, but I decided to because when your opponent has a monster and you don't have any, you can special summon him. Then when you have Kagemusha in your hand, you normal summon Kagemusha and bring out that synchro with these 2. Then, again, I wish I had 2, but I only have 1. It's Grandmaster. When he's destroyed by an opponent's card effect, target a 6 Sam in your grave, add it to your hand. He helps me so much when my opponent plays Dark Hole, I must say. And that's it for monsters. Now on to spells. First, it's 2 Shien Dojos. Every time a 6 Sam is normal or special summoned, place a counter on one of these. Tribute it to the grave. Special summon a monster from your deck whose level is equal to or less than the number of counters on here. Mainly, I use this for Kagemusha or Kageki to XC summon or synchro. Then 1 Shien Smoke Signal at a level 3 or lower 6am to my hand. Again, mainly Kageki or Kagemusha. Then 1 Returning Alive to add a 6am to my hand that I might need. And then 1 Cunning of the Sixth Samurai for when my opponent activates a trap. Activate this, destroy the one that was targeted by the trap, brings out another, and he pretty much just wasted a trap. Then 1 Temple of the Sixth. Oh, wait. If I wasn't more clear, you destroy a 6am, and you can special summon another from your grave for Cunning of the Sixth. Now, back to where I was. Temple of the Sixth Sam. Every time a 6am is normal or special summoned, you place a counter on here, and your opponent's monsters lose 100 attack for every counter on this card. And it's helped me a lot, because if you haven't noticed 6ams, their attacks aren't usually that high. So I run one of those. And I only have 1. So to fill that, instead of having 2, I run Terraforming to get it to my hand when I have Terraforming. Then 1 Reinforcement of the Army, since I don't have 2 smoke signals. And again, Kagemusha and Kageki. That's my recommendation. But if you need like Keyzon or any of those, you can use this to get Keyzon into that. Then to close off spells, it's 1 Smashing Ground. Now for traps. 2 Mirror Force. It's a great card. It saved me so many times. If you're facing like dragons, your opponent swarms the field, he attacks, play Mirror Force, wipes his field. Great move. Then 2 Magic Cylinders. I used to run 1, but I run 2 because it's helped me so much winning duels. For if my opponent brings out like Blue Eyes or Red Eyes Metal Dragon, they attack, just play this, and they take that monster's attack instead of you taking damage, which is great. Then 1 Draining Shield. I used to do 2 and 2 of these and 1 Magic Cylinder, but then I just switched that out, going 2 Magic Cylinders and 1 Draining Shield. I find it works better. Then 6th Style Dual Wield. Control a face-up attack position 6 Samurai. Activate this. Return 2 monsters, or not 2 monsters, 2 cards your opponent controls. I recommend playing this after your opponent normal summons, so then they can't just like normal summon that turn and be like, oh, no harm done. Then, however you pronounce this, Musakani Magatama, whatever. Control 6am, your opponent activates a spell or trap card, activate this, and since you control that 6am, negate that spell or trap, which is always good. Then, Impenetrable Barrier Attack. Choose one of these effects during the battle phase. You either take no battle damage, or your opponent or your monsters cannot be destroyed. And that's only 1 monster cannot be destroyed. Then, Return of the Sixth. I usually play this on my turn to Xyz or Synchro. You special summon a 6am from your grave, but it's destroyed during the end phase. Then, closing off traps, 1 Shadow Spell. Now on to the extra deck. First, the Xyzes. 161 Volcanosaurus. I brought him out a bunch of times and won by using a Synchro and Grandmaster, or 2 Synchros to Xyz summon him. So I recommend that. He's also good for if your opponent has a hot 3000 attack monster or a high attack monster, and they have like 2000 or less life points, and you want to end it quickly, just pull him out and win. Then we go Shadow of the Sixth Samurai, Shien. I put him in here because he runs a great combo with Kageki. It boosts Kageki up to 3500, which makes Kageki a really high hitter. Then Excalibur can make him 4000 attack, again, high hitter. Blade Armor Ninja, detached and Xyz material, can attack twice, 2200 attack. Makes 4400 total, if your opponent can't do anything. Another heavy hitter. Then 2 classics, Utopia and Cowboy, Gaga Burn, or Negate an Attack. Now, I put these Xyzes in here to help my 6ams out to get more high-powered hits, since if you haven't noticed, their attacks are pretty low. Then it's 1 Heroic Champion, Gandia, or Gandiva, then Crazy Box, and Corn. Corn closes out the rank 4s, and I put Corn for the burn and to destroy monsters. Wind up Zenmaines for a defense, and if you just want to have some fun, switch him into attack a monster who's got higher attack than him. You take the damage, but you can still destroy one card during the end phase by activating his effect. String, Detach, Exceed Material, target a Jinjin monster, mainly him. Make him 3000 attack, another heavy hitter. Then Giga Brilliant to boost your monsters up and attack for more heavy hits. This closes off the Exceeds, now on to the Synchros. I only run 3 Synchros. That's Legendary 6 Samurai Shien, Sacred Warrior, and Catastor. Thanks for watching. Hope you liked it. Again, that's 6 Samurai.